7 deadly sins versus 7 heavenly virtues, the ultimate showdown. Welcome, friends, to our exploration of the 7 deadly sins and the 7 heavenly virtues. It's a tale as old as time, a battle waged within the heart of every human being. For millennia, these opposing forces have captivated philosophers and theologians, artists and storytellers. Today, we'll delve into the moral contrasts that have shaped human behavior and ethics for centuries. Like shadows and light, they dance around each other, shaping our desires, our actions, and ultimately, our destinies. It's a timeless struggle, as relevant today as it was centuries ago. So, join me on this journey as we explore the depths of human nature, the seductive allure of vice, and the enduring power of virtue. Pride, the serpent in the garden. They say pride goes before a fall, and perhaps for good reason. It's often considered the root of all sin. The serpent whispering temptations in the Garden of Eden. It's a dangerous game, this dance with pride. It can be so seductive, so intoxicating to believe in our own exceptionalism. Imagine, for a moment, the thrill of accomplishment, the heady perfume of recognition. It can be easy to succumb to the allure of self-importance, to believe that we are somehow above the rules, above the fray. But pride, like a cunning illusionist, can distort our perception, blinding us to our flaws and limitations. It's a dangerous path to tread, for pride often leads to arrogance, to a sense of superiority that can alienate us from others and ultimately from ourselves. And when we fall, and fall we will, pride leaves us with nothing but the bitter ashes of regret. Unenvy the green-eyed monster within. Envy, that green-eyed monster, lurks in the shadows of our hearts, whispering insidious doubts and discontent. It's a corrosive emotion eating away at our joy, our peace of mind. We've all felt its sting at some point, haven't we? That burning resentment when someone else possesses what we desire, that gnawing feeling of inadequacy that can poison our thoughts. Envy can consume us, turning us into prisoners of our own desires. We become obsessed with what we lack, blind to the blessings in our own lives. It can poison our relationships, breed resentment, and drive a wedge between ourselves and those we love. But there is hope, for just as envy can destroy, so too can kindness and gratitude rebuild. By focusing on our own blessings, by celebrating the successes of others, we can break free from envy's grip. Wrath. A raging fire. Wrath, anger, fury. It's a primal force, a raging fire that can consume us, leaving destruction in its wake. We've all felt its heat, haven't we? That surge of adrenaline, the urge to lash out, to inflict pain in return for pain. It's a powerful emotion, capable of both great and terrible things, but when left unchecked, when allowed to fester and grow, wrath can become a destructive force in our lives. It can lead to violence, to broken relationships, to a loss of control that can shatter the very foundations of our being. And in its aftermath, we are often left with nothing but regret, the bitter taste of ashes in our mouths. Chapter 4. Sloth, the Siren song of inertia. Sloth, apathy, inertia. It's the siren song of complacency, whispering promises of comfort and ease. It's so easy, isn't it, to succumb to its allure, to choose the path of least resistance, to drift along on a tide of inaction. But sloth, like a creeping vine, can slowly strangle our dreams, our aspirations, our very will to live. It's not just about laziness, about spending our days in idle pursuits. It's about a failure to act, a reluctance to embrace the challenges and opportunities that life presents. And in its embrace, we risk missing out on all that life has to offer, on the joy of creation, the satisfaction of accomplishment, the richness of a life fully lived. Don't let sloth lull you into a state of complacency. Rise up, embrace the unknown, and chase after the dreams that make your heart sing. Chapter 5. Greed, the hunger that never sleeps. Greed, avarice, covetousness. It's a hunger that can never be satisfied, a thirst that no amount of wealth or possessions can ever quench. We live in a world that often glorifies material wealth, doesn't it? Where status is measured by the size of our bank accounts and the things we accumulate. It's easy to get caught up in the pursuit of more, to believe that happiness lies in the acquisition of material possessions. But greed is a treacherous trap. It can lead to corruption, to exploitation, to a relentless pursuit of wealth at the expense of others. And in the end, we are left with nothing but a hollow victory, a mountain of possessions but a void in our hearts. Chapter 6. Gluttony, more than meets the eye. Gluttony, excess, overindulgence. It's not just about food, is it? It's about an insatiable appetite for more, a desire to consume beyond the point of satisfaction. We live in a world of abundance, a world where we are constantly bombarded with temptations. It's easy to fall into the trap of excess, to seek solace in fleeting pleasures, to numb ourselves with food, drink, or entertainment. But gluttony is a slippery slope. It can lead to addiction, to health problems, to a disconnect from the things that truly matter. True fulfillment, true joy comes not from fleeting pleasures, but from experiences, from connections, from living a life of purpose and meaning. Chapter 7, Lust, the Siren song of desire. Lust, desire, passion. It's a primal force, a fire that burns within us all. It's a natural part of the human experience, isn't it? To be drawn to beauty, to crave intimacy, to seek connection with another human being. But like fire, lust can be both creative and destructive. When channeled properly, it can lead to love, to intimacy, to the creation of life itself. But when left unchecked, when it becomes an obsession, lust can consume us, leading to objectification, to infidelity, to a pursuit of fleeting pleasures at the cost of genuine connection. It's a delicate dance, this dance with desire. Chapter 8. Humility, the courage to be grounded. If pride is the serpent in the garden, then humility is the antidote, the quiet strength that keeps us grounded. It's not about thinking less of ourselves, but about thinking of ourselves less. Humility is the courage to acknowledge our limitations, to embrace our imperfections, to recognize that we are all works in progress. It's about letting go of the need to be right, to be seen as superior, to constantly prove ourselves to the world. Humility allows us to learn from our mistakes, to grow from our experiences, to approach life with an open heart and a willingness to learn. It's in the quiet moments of self-reflection, in the recognition of our shared humanity, that we discover the true meaning of humility. Chapter 9, Kindness, the ripple effect. Kindness, compassion, empathy. These are the virtues that connect us, that remind us of our shared humanity. In a world often driven by self-interest, kindness shines like a beacon of hope. It's about recognizing the spark of divinity in every human being, treating others with dignity and respect, regardless of their station in life. Kindness is not a sign of weakness, but a sign of strength. It takes courage to be kind, to extend a helping hand, to offer a word of encouragement when it's needed most. And you know, the most beautiful thing about kindness is its ripple effect. One act of kindness can inspire countless others, creating a chain reaction that can transform lives. Chapter 10, Patience, the art of mindful waiting. Patience, forbearance, tolerance. It's the ability to wait calmly, to endure hardship without complaint, to respond to challenges with grace and composure. We live in a world of instant gratification, don't we? Where we expect everything now, where delays and setbacks are met with impatience and frustration. But patience is a virtue, a muscle that must be exercised regularly. It's about recognizing that some things take time, that growth and progress are often slow and steady processes. Patience allows us to see the bigger picture, to trust in the timing of our lives, to weather the storms with resilience and hope. It's in the waiting, in the quiet moments of reflection, that we often discover our greatest strength. Chapter 11. Diligence, the power of perseverance. Diligence, hard work, perseverance. It's the unwavering commitment to our goals, the willingness to put in the time and effort required to achieve our dreams. It's about showing up every day, even when we don't feel like it, even when the going gets tough. Diligence is the engine that drives progress, the fuel that propels us towards our aspirations. It's about embracing challenges as opportunities for growth, learning from our mistakes and never giving up on our dreams. Remember, the greatest achievements are often born out of perseverance, out of the unwavering belief in our ability to overcome obstacles and achieve our full potential. Chapter 12, Charity, the gift of giving. Charity, generosity, selflessness. It's the act of giving freely without expecting anything in return. It's about recognizing that we are all interconnected, that our actions have the power to impact the lives of others. Charity is not just about financial contributions. It's about giving of ourselves, our time, our talents, our resources. It's about extending a helping hand to those in need, offering a word of encouragement, making a difference in the world, however small. And the most beautiful thing about charity is that it benefits both the giver and the receiver. When we give freely without expecting anything in return, we open ourselves up to a world of blessings. Chapter 13. Temperance. Finding balance in a world of excess. Temperance. Moderation, self-control. It's about finding balance in a world of excess, about knowing when enough is enough. We live in a world of constant temptation, don't we? Where we are constantly bombarded with messages that tell us to consume, to indulge, to want more. But temperance is about making conscious choices, about resisting the urge to overindulge, about finding joy in simplicity. It's about recognizing that true happiness comes not from material possessions or fleeting pleasures, but from living a life of purpose and meaning. Temperance is not about deprivation, but about finding joy in the simple things, about appreciating what we have rather than constantly striving for more. It's about living a life of intention, of making choices that align with our values, of finding peace and contentment in the present moment. Chapter 14. Chastity, the purity of heart and intention. Chastity, purity, fidelity. It's about treating ourselves and others with respect, about honoring the sanctity of intimacy. In a world often saturated with images that objectify and exploit, chastity is a radical act of rebellion. It's about recognizing that our bodies are sacred, that intimacy is a gift to be shared, not a commodity to be bought or sold. Chastity is not about repression, but about intention. It's about choosing to express our sexuality in ways that are life-affirming, respectful, and aligned with our values. It's about cultivating a purity of heart and mind, about approaching relationships with integrity and authenticity. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the 7 deadly sins and the 7 heavenly virtues. It's a battle that has raged within the human heart for centuries, a constant dance between darkness and light. Remember, understanding these moral concepts can help us lead more balanced and ethical lives. By recognizing the seductive nature of vice and striving to cultivate virtue, we can make choices that lead to greater fulfillment, deeper connections, and a more meaningful existence. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insightful content. And until next time, keep exploring the mysteries of the universe, both within and around you.